You took me immediately into the tunnel, right? Is that where we're going?
This is a global community. 4,000 rabbis and their families were sent out to establish Jewish centers.
So what would be an example of a book that you were like, no, that's not going to be there?
I like to write the traditional way with a feather and ink.
People flock from all around the world just to take a selfie.
The Jews always winning, man.
Where does the motivation come to lead such a religious lifestyle?
What's up, guys?
Crime went up here in Crown Heights. Things got so dangerous they started putting locks on bagels.
Oh my gosh. Why do I see a bunch of candy up in the chandelier?
Number 7 is a very mystical number, Kabbalistic.
Yeah.
Look, isn't this beautiful, the box? Now they're not made out of wood, they're made out of skin.
Is that alcohol I see? Is the rhetoric more recently been the end times are near? I've never been to a place like this.
Most religions will teach you God's perfect.
So let's talk about the elephant in the room here, because hey guys, my name is Alessi. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is a documentary lifestyle channel with the focus on telling the stories of real people, an alternative to the mainstream media. I was very fortunate today because I went to Brooklyn, New York, where I went to the epicenter of the Hasidic Jewish community here in the United States. And I was able to spend some time with Rabbi Yoni, KATZ, who was able to take me around and show me around the entire community. I immersed myself for an entire day. I even got a yarmulke out of it. And more than anything, I was able to ask some very fascinating topics, as well as have discussions in regards to current events happening, as well as the future and what is to come. So thank you again. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the video. We're here. Look who's with me right now.
Rabbi Yoni KATZ.
Rabbi Yoni KATZ. So where are we right now? Because I usually start these things on the street, but you took me immediately into the tunnel, right? Is that where we're going?
But don't worry, there's light at the end of the tunnel, because we're going to go upstairs, outside, to the streets of Hasidic Brooklyn. Now, when people think Hasidic Brooklyn, they think closed off, insular, isolated, not welcoming, but we're going to change that notion today. And the first person we're going to meet is a very special rabbi in this community. Not only is he a rabbi, but he happens to be my father-in-law.
Your father-in-law,
Yeah,
okay.
so bring that camera and let's go behind the scenes.
All right, here we go.
Of Hasidic Brooklyn. I'll kiss the scroll. This is my brother-in-law, and he has my swag here, my merch.
Oh, look at that.
Chabad of YouTube.
Chabad. So a CH is, you don't even pronounce the C, it's just Chabad.
Or Chabad.
Chabad.
Oh, there, you did it.
Ah,
You sharing
there we go. How we doing? Alessi. Pleasure to meet you.
And here we go. My father-in-law.
Your father-in-law. Hello, hello. How are we doing, sir?
How do you do?
Fantastic. It's a pleasure to be here.
What's that tool in your hand?
This right here, this tube, this is nothing.
Looks dangerous.
Yeah, it could be used as a weapon. And actually, in one of the places I went to, I was at this Indian Hindu temple over here, and they were like, is that a weapon? They like came up to me, and I was like, no, this is for the camera. So what is your role here in this library? What is this?
I am the chief cook and metal washer.
Okay.
Plus, I'm the administrator of the library.
Okay.
I gotta read all the books, approve them, and pay for them.
So you have to read, so every single book in there you've read?
Practically.
Practically.
Yeah.
All right, what doesn't make the cut?
It's gotta be a kosher book.
It has to be kosher.
Content. Kosher meaning proper.
Proper, okay, I've heard that term.
Good listen.
And I'm come from the ignorant background today. When we say kosher proper, what is that in your guys' faith?
According to Torah values, book's gotta have a good message.
Okay,
But this is a mostly children's library.
got it. Okay, so there's an age there. So what would be an example of a book that you're like, no, that's not going to be there?
Books on sexuality,
Sexuality, okay.
pornography.
Yeah. What about Star Wars? What if they wanted to read a little bit of Star Wars?
They're all Jewish content books, basically.
All Jewish
They
content.
want those kind of books, they gotta go to the public library.
Okay, so when they come here,
Yeah.
they're getting a Jewish education in terms of the literature. Got it, okay.
This library was established in the 70s.
In the 70s. Did you establish it, or is this passed down, or what's?
Passed down here.
That's incredible.
Right after, I was working here for many, many years.
Yeah.
Here in 78.
From Israel?
No. I came to work here.
Came to work here. Okay, got it. I'm looking at all these images right now because they're all just capturing my head.
Mm-hmm.
Are these just all rabbis of the area, or who are we looking at?
Not only of the area, but it's rabbis that I've met in my lifetime. Most of them are deceased, but each one has a story of its own.
Yeah.
Each rabbi I can talk to you about for 10 minutes.
You know, there's a lot on the plate today with Yoni, but I appreciate your time. You enjoy it. Sorry to distract you from your work. Maybe we'll come back later and talk some more.
Sure.
Walking out.
Walking out.
All right, Yoni. We're here. Crown Heights, right?
Crown Heights, Brooklyn, the epicenter of the Chabad, Lubavitch Hasidic community.
Yeah.
This is a global community because from this neighborhood, 4,000 rabbis and their families were sent out all across the world to establish Jewish centers. And it's called Chabad. So you'll have Chabad houses in even the most remote places across the world. But we have lovely people here in Crown Heights. Chaim Tzvi, good morning.
How we doing?
How you doing?
Pleasure to meet you,
Hello.
man.
My name
Shalom.
is Rabbi Peel. I have a synagogue in Crown Heights. Welcome, welcome.
Very cool. Yankees fan?
Big Yankee fan.
No Mets.
By the way, if you come to the Yankees, there's a minyan for Mincha and 2 Daf Yomi shares, which means we read Talmud. Right there, they make a little class for Talmud in the intermission break between the two games.
There's distinguished prayer services in Yankee Stadium, and he grew up in San Francisco.
You grew up in San Francisco. Santa Cruz, my friend.
Wow.
Let's go.
Big boardwalk right there.
You know it. That's how everyone knows it.
That's
Beach
place.
Boardwalk.
Gotta go
That's
up the hill
awesome.
and then go down the hill.
Literally.
The canyon.
That's it.
And
That's
he's also a scribe.
Okay.
He writes Jewish artifacts by hand.
Phylacteries,
Phylacteries,
mezuzah,
whatever those
scrolls.
are.
No way.
The same way, I like to write the traditional way with a feather and ink. Some people like to use plastic pens, etc.
Really?
I still use the old turkey feather.
Oh my gosh. So that must be
feather, yeah.
that must be very tedious. The detail.
The hardest part is to make it. The writing part is not as hard as to make the feather. You gotta cut that feather and then soak it in like hot water and make sure it's like soft enough to cut it. You don't
Yeah.
want it too soft, whatever.
And how long does that take to just do the entire? If you're going to scribe over one text or something.
Yeah.
What's the process of that?
If it's like a mezuzah you see on the door,
Yeah.
that's like maybe like a day. And if you want to do like the phylacteries, it could be like a week. If you want to write a scroll, like a Torah scroll,
Yeah.
in the synagogue, those big Torahs,
Yeah.
that could be like a year, 2 years, 3 years, depends on the scribe.
I'm
Wow.
going to take you to an actual Scrabble shot.
wow.
We're trying to catch shot for
I will see
7
you,
times.
brother.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Let's go Yankees.
Everyone's so friendly here, huh?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You didn't pay him, did you? No.
Here we are, Kingston and Eastern Parkway.
So this is the 770.
So yeah, so I'll here, maybe want to get a shot of this. This is the landmark, the corner.
All right.
Very
Very
famous.
cool.
So now we're gonna go inside the actual synagogue.
Yeah.
And I know you had some questions about things that took place here a couple months ago.
Of course.
And this is literally an icon, not only for New York City, this building, this house, but people flock from all around the world just to take a selfie in front of 770 Eastern Parkway. There's over 30 replicas of this house around the world, in Paris, in Israel, and just a very special holy place.
But what's so special about this one here in Brooklyn? Like, out of all the places, why is Brooklyn? Why is it not Israel? Why is it not Paris? Why is it not Sydney, South Africa, one of these other countries?
Because this very house, this synagogue, is a headquarters. So you have amazing synagogues with a lot of holiness,
Yeah.
but they were pretty much localized. From here, when the leader, the Lubavitch Rebbe, as he was known, came here in 1941, he said to his followers, let's not create a Hasidic ghetto and just be insular. Let's leave Crown Heights. I'll inspire you, and your job is to go teach all around the world and inspire. So this is like a headquarters, so wherever you go in the world, there are going to be people that know about this synagogue and its inspiration.
So 1941, that's right at the cusp or middle of World War II. So that's when it took place.
Yeah, so
in the
he
midst of that.
escaped Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
And then they came to Brooklyn, and they said, where you want to relocate your Hasidic court, the movement. So together with his father-in-law, they came to Crown Heights, Brooklyn. And Brooklyn was a very happening, nice neighborhood in those days. You had a baseball team playing a few blocks away.
Wow.
Called the Brooklyn
Dodgers.
Yeah. Yeah, most people don't know that nowadays. And why were they called the Dodgers? Because Kingston, that main street, had trolley cars.
Yeah.
And if you didn't want to get hit, you had to dodge out of the way. So that's why they called the Brooklyn Dodgers. Then they moved to Los Angeles, and the name didn't really make sense till recently.
Yeah.
Till a couple of years ago, when you started having so many homeless people in LA, you had to dodge out of the way as you're walking down. Oh, look at that. You didn't see that.
Or they're dodging World Series. Same thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever been inside a Hasidic synagogue before?
I've never been. This is my first time, so we're about to like pop my cherry.
There's not going back.
There's not going back, all right.
Once you go in.
Yeah, I'm stuck. They're gonna grab me, put a bag over my head, and I'm in there for life.
That's right. 770 Eastern Parkway, and it's also very famous for the fact that I got my rabbinical ordination here.
Okay.
I studied here for 2 years on these very benches that you'll see.
Yeah.
And we called it bench pressing.
Bench press.
Hasidic style. We were learning the Talmud, of course.
Different type of bench
Hi
pressing.
guys, you
How we
want an
doing?
interview?
How are you? Hi.
This is my friend. He's a YouTuber, or as we call him here in Crown Heights, a Jewtuber.
A Jewtuber. What's up, guys?
Yeah. What do you want to say? What do you want to share with the world?
Yeah.
First time I'm here.
Oh,
First time you're here.
Yeah, I've never here before.
All right. No way. Where were you coming from?
Where are you coming from, Rabbi?
Lakewood, New Jersey.
Lakewood. Oh, not too far from here.
Yeah, I know Lakewood. Very cool.
Bedminster. Right?
Yeah. What can the people learn about the Hasidic Jewish faith?
We love each other.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Stay strong.
All right. What's the best thing that people can take away from it?
What's the best thing?
Yeah. What can people take away from it?
The Jews always win in the end.
The Jews always win.
There you go. Jews always win.
All right.
We control the world. If we just play our cards right. No, but we have a question. We're doing a little bit of a documentary that I'm just jumping in here. If somebody asks you, right, obviously you're very religious, you're serving God. Does God need you to serve him? What would you say? Does he need your mitzvahs? That's what we call them, the good deeds that we do.
Yeah.
Does God, does Hashem, does the Eibishter, does he need the mitzvahs?
I don't know if it's about needing him or just we need to do it.
Well, let's go around. You said, what do you say?
It's more that he wants you to do it.
But he doesn't need them.
What? No, he doesn't need them. If he doesn't need them, he would have sent you down this road. There's 8 billion other people. Why did he send you?
Right, exactly. So obviously
Of
he
course,
needs it.
he definitely needs them.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the big question. Like, where does the motivation come to lead such a religious lifestyle?
Yeah.
Either you could say, well, I'm doing it to get my share in heaven or my reward. But then how are you serving God? You're like serving yourself.
Yeah.
It's like putting away money in your 401k.
True.
Or we could feel God's need, God's yearning to say, God says, this is what I really like. Can you make this world a holy place? So we're here to fulfill God's need, not our need.
Yeah. It's not about us.
Exactly. And that's where religion can go off base.
Yeah, of course.
Religion's like, what is it in it for me?
Yeah.
Or like a real relationship is like marriage is like,
Yeah.
what does my wife need? What does God need?
Yeah,
Let's go
yeah.
inside.
All right.
770.
Thank you, fellas.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
guys. Oh, there we go. Ready?
I'm ready. AC, I love it already.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh yeah, that's great. So let's go. I want to show you where I studied for my rabbinical ordination. So just a YouTuber, nothing major.
No danger here.
He'll be famous.
Friendly. Don't worry.
No worries.
Tattoos, tell me anything.
No worries. Just a YouTuber. Hey, Christian.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
What's happening? Howdy.
Howdy. So to become a rabbi, you have to get something called smicha,
Yeah.
which means ordination. You typically study 5 parts of Jewish law,
Okay.
and I studied here. I'm going to show you the bench that I sat on.
How many years do they study here for?
Well, here you can study 2-3 years, depending exactly what you're studying.
Yeah.
No, I have a lot of dad jokes.
I love it. No, it's good.
And I tell people, during COVID, crime went up here in Crown Heights. Things got so dangerous, they started putting locks on bagels.
Oh my gosh. What do you guys have to say about being here in the Hasidic community and doing studies? Do you guys like it? 1 out of 10 rating? 1 out of 10. What do you give it? You give it a 10. 11. 11. Wow. Is that how many kids you guys want to have too?
What's your name?
Alessi. Alessi. Pleasure to meet you guys. Oh, you hear that? Subscribe. It's like get the hair like that every morning. It looks crisp. Yeah, you do it? You gel it? Well, like how do you do it? So like in the morning you grab the sides and then you just twirl it, you put gel. What's the product? Around the finger. All right, there's the way.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, but how does it stay like that? You just have a bunch of gel? Dang. I gotta grow my hair long again. See if I can give it a go on the sides. And what about the hats? So are these hats, do you guys all have the same type? They're very expensive?
Yeah.
How much?
$300.
$300? I can't afford that. My wallet's gonna cry. Where's the store? Is that the store?
Yeah, that's the store.
Where is that from here? Subscribe to Kadover. Dude, you got a flip phone.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, they only flip phone.
Let's go. Only flip phones there now?
I'm a rebel.
You're a rebel, I could tell. Yeah.
Here in Chabad, we embrace technology.
Yeah.
So because that's how we united, and that's how we have the tours here of
Yeah.
nights. Like if I didn't have the Airbnb app on my phone, then
Yeah.
how would we connect? And if I didn't have Netflix, sorry.
Got him exposed. So where are you guys all from then? You're all Lakewood, New Jersey.
Yeah.
So is there like a bunch of communities nearby that are coming in and studying as well? Or are you guys from like a temple over there or what? You guys are just touring too? Oh, all right. So we're in the same club. Let's go. All right, cool. Right on.
Wait, this is really cool room. I have to do a special knock.
Special knock?
I have to do a special knock to get in. If someone's here. It's on the Rabbi. I just wanted to get you some headgear because we're going to go into this synagogue. So do you mind just wearing my yarmulke?
Yeah.
Right on your...
Let's go. All right, we're in the yarmulke right now.
Okay, so we're going to go inside. We'll come back to this room a little bit.
All right. There we go.
Here. Bye, guys.
All right, guys. Get A's in class.
Exactly. Learn well. Right, this is right where I sat.
This is right where you sat. All right, I think it's time to tell everybody what's inside this. What do we have here?
We're going to go right now. I'm going to show you what's downstairs. But this is where the whole movement fit into this little room.
Yeah.
And the synagogue started. And the leader, the Rebbe, said his first Hasidic discourse, his Hasidic talk, which laid out the mission statement for the movement. And now we're going to go inside the synagogue.
Real quick, why is it the painted color gold? Why is it?
That's just how they painted it. Like,
That's it? Okay.
This house is obviously very old and it was purchased in 1940, so they pretty much kept everything, looking like it's an original style.
All right, cool.
All right, we're going to go downstairs. Follow me.
All right.
Okay. 176. A whole new world will open up.
A whole new world. Wow.
70.
Oh my gosh.
People praying, talking to God. As you can see here, everyone has their own GoPro on their head.
Yeah, I can tell. Look at that.
Yeah.
No, what actually is that?
Oh, it's not a GoPro. It's actually what we call tefillin, and in that box, there are little parchments, little scrolls that have written on them portions of the Torah, where God asks a Jewish man or boy over the age of 13 to pray with him every morning, to bind them one on your arm by your heart and one to put on your head, which reminds you that your thoughts and emotions should be in sync with God. So not GoPros. But
this is wild.
From the young age. And feel free to film. I just want to make this, feel free to film. Nobody will be offended. On the contrary, if you don't film, we'll be offended. What, what, I'm not interesting?
No, I hear it. Let me ask him. What are you reading right now?
Yeah, he's actually saying the prayer, so he can't really talk.
Oh, he's in the midst of it. I don't want to interrupt that.
He's in the midst of it.
Oh, gosh. So what's up with the bands? I see a bands around the arms
Yeah,
right
so
here.
that wraps them onto, in order for the boxes to stay on your arm, you need to wrap them.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
Yeah, way.
What the heck?
And
this is the main stage right here, or what's this?
The main stage, yeah. Come get a look. This is called the Bima, the platform where they read the Torah scroll from.
Yeah.
Here.
Sneaking on through.
Get a Hasidic eye view. Look at this, isn't this amazing? It's like a beehive of spiritual activity. People praying, learning, young, old.
Yeah. So they're all coming in here right now, and it's like their studies. So they're praying, they're also reading. I see a lot of people also moving back and forth.
Right, like that.
What is this?
That's called shuckling.
Chuckling.
Shuckling.
Yeah.
Which is the Yiddish word for shaking. Because your soul is like a flame. A flame flickers. So when you do something holy and spiritual, like praying or studying, it's like a natural movement that your whole body's consumed with the spirituality and the godliness. And some of the kids are sitting down there, and I always tell them, as they're sitting, if they would do it at an angle, they would get great crunches and sit-ups. They'd all have six-packs. You stupid boys these days, they don't listen, I tell you.
Hey, they're still doing their bench press though, right?
Yeah, the bench pressing is good, but they could get Hasidic sit-ups if they were shuckling and moving.
So wait, why do I see a bunch of candy up in the chandelier? What is going on there?
Well, when a guy gets married, so the Sabbath before, he gets called up to the Torah scroll where they read portions of the Bible, and the custom is to throw candies at him, just like a jovial, it's a sweet new beginning, and it's just a customary. So some of the candies get stuck in the chandelier.
That's crazy. Everyone right now, when does it get this busy? Is it just now? Or is like people here since 6 a.m. until midnight? Like, why is this right now the busiest time, and when does it slow down? Like, give me the whole insight to that.
It never slows down. Actually, this is quiet.
This is
not
quiet.
It's open from 6 a.m., almost 24 hours. If you come back here during the main prayers, it'll be packed. You can barely even walk here. And that's where some of the expansion was trying to happen. You see that plywood?
Yeah, so let's talk about the elephant in the room here, because there was footage of this room, I'll show it on the screen here, of the whole thing of the tunnels. A lot of people were saying, it's human trafficking, and then you heard things being like, it's the NYPD coming in and destroying some religious site. What the heck happened? Just for the people to know. All the above.
All the above. That's it, I'm done. So it wasn't really tunnels. It was during obviously the Hamas, everything that was going on in Israel. But it gets very crowded, as here you can see it's pretty packed already, and it's already after the prayer services. So some of the young yeshiva students just wanted to expand. There was plenty of room underneath. It wasn't really tunnels. It was more of, some yeshiva boys just trying to make a little more room, and the story obviously took on a whole new life of its own.
So they were trying to make more room.
Right, because recently they expanded in some other places.
Yeah.
So this was just like a wall. That's what you can see. There's different plywood.
So that's where it took place, right over there.
Right there, yeah.
So how was it that it was like 6 feet? It was a massive tunnel, though, that from what they said. I don't know if that's true or not. How did they get it that big?
I don't know exactly. It was a tunnel. It was just like there's some empty areas, so they just knocked down a wall, but it wasn't really a tunnel.
Got it.
That was more of a media sensational thing.
It seemed like it. When I saw it, I was like, I feel like this game blown out of proportion. It seems a little bit too much like propaganda.
They teach you in journalism class, if it bleeds, it leads.
Yes, it does.
Even Joe Rogan was talking about it on his podcast. You saw that?
Yeah, being like, what the heck's going on? And of course, like you said, the height of it was because of what's going on right now with Gaza and the whole thing with Hamas. So it was like, oh my gosh, this is adding more, fuel to the fire.
Exactly.
So I totally understand.
We're going to go to the Ark where they keep the holiest items, the Torah scrolls.
These wandering kids.
It's not only a house of worship, but it's a place that you come to study, young and old. So unlike other houses of worship where you can hear a pin drop, here you can't hear a pin drop.
No, you cannot. It's active.
But you see they have the address of the building. It's a very
770.
770, and in Judaism, this number 7 is a very mystical number, Kabbalistic.
Yes.
7 days of the week, 7 branches of the menorah in the temple, 7 sfirot, the emanations of Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism. So it's a very special number and a very special address.
Okay.
And people come from all different religious backgrounds, and Jewish, not Jewish people.
Yeah. Good thing it's not 6, right?
That's right. Here we're having
So they're having some lunch right now?
a little bar mitzvah celebration. This kid's turning 13.
Who's turning 13?
This kid.
No way.
Yeah, he's
13 years old.
He's becoming obligated in fulfilling the good deeds.
He's
and it's a
become-
big celebration. 'Cause
Wow.
Today he's a man.
Is everyone supposed to bring food to this?
No, the family just provides some food. He'll say a Hasidic discourse, Hasidic thought
Yeah.
about God and purpose. And everyone will come say L'chaim and wish him good luck on his journey of life.
Yeah.
And look, isn't this beautiful, the box? Now, they're not made out of wood. They're made out of skin
Skin?
from a kosher animal.
Oh my gosh.
And he's praying, as you can see, in ancient Hebrew.
Yeah. What are you reading right now?
He probably doesn't speak English, and he's probably in the middle of the prayers. But besides for that, there's a good question.
So how come they don't speak English? Are they?
A lot of these boys, I would say most of them are coming from the Holy Land of Israel. They come to Brooklyn to study.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Oh gosh, so they thought
This is where the Rabbi leads the movement. So look, they have his chair.
Yeah. So this is truly like a place, like a holy site people visit almost, it feels. There's people like Lakewood, New Jersey, now we're saying from the Holy Land, Israel, people from all over come to this place in Brooklyn. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So what's the next closest thing that people will go to? Maybe Israel, maybe not Israel, but anywhere else outside the world.
Outside, I don't know, this is pretty much the place outside of Israel. Obviously Jerusalem, the Western Wall, and there's many holy sites, but outside of Israel, this is considered, by many to be the most inspirational, impactful because this place is obviously not just a synagogue for the locals, but very central figure in the world of Judaism today.
When did it get to that point? Because I know it was in 1941 you guys came over. At what point where it was like, people are starting to come here and it's special?
Yeah, so the Rabbi took over the leadership in 1951 of the movement, and then through the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, it just started exploding. And that's why that house wasn't big enough, obviously, for the synagogue. They had to expand here. And today, it's nowhere big enough. That's why people were trying to expand 770, before. Oh, here, this is the ark where they keep the Torah scrolls. So there's like 15 Torah scrolls probably there. And now we're getting some Hasidic singing. Get in here.
Oh, wow.
They're saying a very slow, contemplative, meditative song to get into the mind frame, the mind space of...
Is that alcohol I see?
No comments. Yeah.
So what are they saying? What's going on?
No, they're just singing a song because they're trying to get into the right headspace, because the boy's going to share a Hasidic discourse about purpose of life. So,
He's talking in front of everybody.
Oh yeah, and he has to memorize it. When I was a kid, I memorized it.
So what happens if they screw up?
Whatever. The father sits next to you and he helps you. Hello. So you can see he's wrapping on his arm the phylacteries. Look at all these charity boxes. You can pick your organization.
These charity boxes? Wow. Don't give me the key. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I've never been to a place like this.
I'm so glad you can.
Thank you. So now we're going through this, what do you call this? A satchel or?
Yeah, that's good. Satchel. I'll go with satchel. And this, look on the front. It has the building the house that we walked into.
Yeah.
That's what I got. And this is my name in Hebrew.
Oh wow, you got it custom.
Yonatan Shalom HaKohen, which means I'm from the priestly tribe.
Yeah.
And here we go. We take the prayer belt. Like when the priests served in the temple, they wore this, and it separates the top half of your body from the bottom half, which reminds you that your thoughts should be spiritual, holy, upward, godly, and remind you of your sense of purpose and mission in this world.
Yeah.
Which is to serve God.
Yeah.
Every person's mission, not only if you're Jewish, but every single human being was created in the image of God and has a purpose to make this world holier through acts of goodness and kindness.
Yeah.
And the prayer shawl. I'll check the strings. Now the amount of strings and knots equals the number 613, which is the amount of commandments or mitzvahs that Jewish people have. God says there's 613 things.
Yeah.
248 positive, like keep the Sabbath, and then 365 don'ts. And if you're not Jewish, you have 7 universal mitzvot. So every single human being is obligated to make this world a united world, a civil world, and we can get into that in a little bit.
And you carry this satchel with you everywhere?
No, just when I was coming to do the morning prayers. The black box, again, made out of skin leather, 12 holes on the bottom, correspond to the 12 tribes of Israel.
Wow.
And I'm gonna tighten the knot. There you go. Now you just press the on button and I'm recording. No, this is
a lot of commitment. And it's, I'm trying to find the words for it, but it seems like with this faith, there's so much devotion, so much to do and honor. Is that ever like, what are your thoughts that when you first started, were you like, this is too much? I don't like this? Or has it always been, you know what, this is the least I can do for God? What has been your mindset about that?
Well, it's sort of like marriage, like you're married, right? Somebody could look at somebody that's married, if somebody's single, and say, why all the devotion and commitment to one person for the rest of your life? And they have needs and you have to be there, and then you have a family and kids. Why all the devotion? Why all the commitment? What do you need this for? And your answer hopefully would be, it's not what I need, it's who I need. And that's what a relationship means. So somebody could look at religion and the Hasidic lifestyle. What do you need this for? All the rules and regulations and the commandments. What do you need this for? And the answer is, it's not what I need, it's who I need.
Yeah.
I need God to be one with God in the relationship, and God needs me even more. Because check this out, Alessi. When you think about it, did you need to be born? Did you ask to be born?
No, it's
So who needed you here on a simple level? Your parents, right? They yearned you into the world. So they needed you much more than you need them because you didn't exist.
Yeah.
So if you go back to the original human being, go back to God, he created the first human beings, Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. So he needed them. So Hasidic philosophy and Jewish mysticism teaches us something very unique. And that's why it's so personal and so mystical. It teaches us about the vulnerable side of God, that God needs us way more than we need God.
Yeah.
What does he need us for? It's not what he needs us for, it's who he needs. I need you. God was perfect sitting in heaven. What could be better?
Yeah.
Why did he create the world? A world with atheists and world with agnostics and places like Las Vegas. What was he missing? He should have just been content, sitting alone in heaven. It's not what he was missing, it's who he was missing. So he created 8 billion human beings and says, I need you. And he chooses one nation, the Jewish people. He says, you're the chosen nation. You be a light unto the nation, and you tell the people of the world how I need them too.
Yeah.
And how I need them to make this world heavenly and godly and together and united. And that's what we're working for. That's why you'll see many of the signs here speak about the coming of the Messiah, Mashiach. What's going to happen when Messiah comes? Utopia happens. There'll be no more jealousy, no more hatred, no more wars, no more fighting with Hamas and Israel and Gaza.
Yeah.
The world will be together and say, let's be united, let's serve our purpose, and let's serve God. And that's why God chose one nation to teach the rest of the world to say, let's get the job done.
Yeah.
So we're chosen for that mission. Most religions will teach you God's perfect. And if you want to be on his good side, you better get your act together. You watch your step, or you're going to go to hell or eternal damnation. It's actually the complete opposite. That's why religion has caused so many problems, because it can be very self-centered. Judaism and the center of all religion should be, God, I'm here for you. You're not my ATM.
Yeah.
You created the world for purpose. You created me. What can I do for you? And then you'll be happy.
So with the world that we're in right now, you say something there that definitely comes to mind is there's so much chaos, especially what's going on with Hamas and all that. Is the rhetoric more recently been that feel of that he is coming, the Messiah, that the end times are near?
Absolutely. People think like, are we getting closer to utopia? It looks the exact opposite. We have so much war, so much fighting, and so much hatred, and so much anti-Semitism. But the truth is, like a mother in her last month before she's about to give birth to a baby, that's when she has the most contractions, and it's the hardest. So she's getting closer to the birth, but it's the hardest. And it's the same thing now. We're closer ever to this united time. And most people in the world are good, and they're looking for peace and togetherness. So we're sort of shedding those last few years of this hatred and craziness and confusion, really. And so we're definitely closer than ever, and it's up to me and you. And it's the same thing with Judaism. You think about, what does God need? Am I religious? Am I holy? Am I Hasidic? Stop it. You're off in the wrong direction.
Yeah, it's not about you.
Not about you. It's about who needs you. And that's the basis of any relationship. In answer to your question.
That was a great response. I ain't got nothing. Hey guys, that wraps up part 1. There's more content to come from the Hasidic Jewish community, so stay tuned, as well as other content in regards to asking people around, asking questions in communities, and so much more of that. So thank you again. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.